So welcome back to another episode, and it's been a few days since I put up an episode, and the reason why, the weather turned terrible in Vancouver here, the worst of the worst, and I got sick. I was sneezing, I was coughing, I was on the couch, and I was like, this is fantastic, because I can finally catch up on a few games that I've wanted to play for a long time, and I can finally put some time in, and that's what I did with my time off being sick. And some of these games are unbelievable. One of them is a Game of the Year contender at this point, and I'm kind of sad I missed it up to this point. I didn't play it when it was initially released, but the great thing was I got to play it now. So I'm going to go through about 5 games today that I have been playing. One of them, and the big one to start with, is Judgment by Sega. And this is kind of like a spin-off to the Yakuza series. And how is this game? I really didn't know what to expect going in. I love the Yakuza series. I'm trying to catch up on all of those games. And then this game comes out, and I'm like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. Oh my god, it is incredible. Again, the world building is so well done. The city is a living environment with so many people to interact with. You play a detective and you're trying to solve a crime. There's multiple crimes going on and you're like following people through the streets, questioning people, beating the hell out of people. Oh my god, it is so much fun. You really are playing a detective. The combat is extraordinary. And I just want to say this much about this game is that I'm really having a good time with it, but something else is happening here. It's really making me look at Sega overall and the Shenmue series and the Yakuza series and go, wow, there's not enough praise for Sega. There is not enough praise for Sega in creating all of these games. Never mind the Fist of the North Star game that came out that most people missed, which was my Game of the Year last year. This is a game that I really suggest people pick up. I think it's gone down in price. It's really fun to traverse the city and interact with people. You get to play old Sega games. There's a lot of mini games in there and solve these crimes, cross-examine witnesses. There's a lot of fun here. The story's really, really good into itself. The voice acting is excellent, and what a game! And the Yakuza series in general, what masterpieces that Sega has crafted, and I think they're very underappreciated games. I know they have a following, but I don't think the following is big enough. I think we need to make it a little bit bigger. I suggest everybody play the Yakuza series and to try out Judgment. I think you might be surprised. Okay, the next game I have finished 3 times. I finished the first game 3 times. I finished the second game twice. And that is RType Dimensions. And I picked this up on the Nintendo Switch. And I didn't want to open it up because this was from Strictly Limited. I'm like, oh, the collectability, I want to keep it sealed. But I'm like, but I need to play this game. So I bought the PS4 version. I downloaded it and I started to play it. And I gotta explain this for anybody who's like, what is RType? I know there's some people out there going, what is RType? It's a side view shoot 'em up style game from the 80s. And you had to be there at the time, but RType was the be-all, end-all of side view shoot 'em ups. It really was. It was incredible. It was something about the technology of it all. You had your ship, and then you were fighting against this alien empire, and it was kind of like technology and organic kind of fused together, creating for this great style of world to kind of get in there and destroy all the enemies on the screen and defeat these massive boss encounters, some of them straight out of the movie Alien. And that's where a lot of the inspiration is. You can see that in the aesthetic designs throughout the levels, and it's really something else. And are they an older style game? Absolutely. What this is, though, you get to play the old games, but at the press of one button, you can make it a brand new remaster skinning of the original, and it looks really, really great. Again, I gotta admit, I play the old school looking games. I I grew up with them. I have a lot of fondness for them and a lot of nostalgic memories for them. So I like to play them the original way. But the great thing in this game is you have unlimited continues and you can just go through the game very, very easily. So if you're just curious about what these games are about, you can just start playing them and go through the levels. And as I say, I'll pick up RType. I'm like, oh, you know, it's like one of those games like the Ninja Warriors. So I can just pick it up, start playing it, and in about like 15-20 minutes, I'm finished the game. And then a week later, I'll come back and I'll do the same thing again because they're so easy to get through. And it's really, for me, it's about the experience, because if I was playing this game normally, oh my God, they are so hard. They are quarter munchers, as they were in Japan. They wanted you to keep on putting quarters in the original arcade machines, where with unlimited continues and all that, you can get through these games in a really fun way. And something kind of happened to me while I was playing RType. I was like, I love RType. I have these things happen to me all the time where I'm like, I'm playing a game and I'm like, I don't just love RType, I am in love with RType. And I started like doing some research online. I'm like, is there any art books? I need to get some art books on RType. And there's not a lot of goodies. There's like strategy guides and things like that. But I really wish there was a killer book with all of the designs from all of the games, because there's been quite a few games over the years. Another game I really liked in the series was RType Final on the PS2, and they're doing RType Final 2 in Japan right now. I'm really looking forward to that game. It was at the Tokyo Game Show. Everybody was looking at all the new games. I was looking to that. I really love the RType series. And so RType Dimensions EX is phenomenally good if you are nostalgic about the old games, so you can play them their old style way or a brand new way to play them as well. Now, speaking about some of that 80s nostalgia, I was sent a code, oh my God, 2 months ago, and I was kind of sick, and I'm like, this is the time to play this game. I'm in the zone. And it was really the right way to play it. My body was run down. I wasn't feeling that great. And I put this game in, and it is a warm hug and blanket from the 80s. It's called 1980X. There's been a few of those style of names over the years, but this is an interesting one because cinematically, through the 2D style of graphics that are very old school and the narration, it's a journey back to 1980s arcades, and you play as this one kid from back then and walking through their life. And I don't want to ruin it, that's why I'm trying to hold it back. You're kind of walking through their life and who they are and how this arcade that they go to in their small town is everything to them. It's everything. And so you have this story element that's going on, but then you go into the arcade and you can play some of these old games. So there's some side view shooters, just like RType I was talking about, and there's some racing style of games as well, and some ninja style of games. Of course, it's from the 80s, right? And these are brand new games, but styled in a way that represents the 80s. And I just enjoyed this game. I was really in the right state of mind for it. And I was like, they've really gotten this right, and they really have captured the nostalgia of entering a 1980s arcade, and I think they did a really good job here. This is a budget title on PSN when I played it, so it's not an expensive game if you're curious and you just want to jump in, because each game that you play, because it's a kind of a set of mini games, they're all very kind of short, so they're not huge like long experiences. This game's not going to take you a long time to get through, but the one thing that it is an experience that I think is worthwhile to check out if you like old 80s style of games. Now, this one I feel bad about because the developers reached out to me, and they're an indie developer. They reached out to me and said, hey, we'd like to send you a code for a game. Would you like to try it out? And back about a year ago, I didn't have any time. And I was like, oh, I would really like to, but I just don't have the time right now, and I felt bad about it, because I always want to try to help out indie developers, but there's only so many games a human being can play, realistically. And so this is one of those games that fell through the cracks, where the cool thing is, I discovered this game again, because I never played it, I never accepted the code back then, but on PSN, for PSN Plus, it was on there for free. So I was like, cool, man, because I was kind of going through when I was sick. I'm like, oh, I'll see what's out there. and I found this game, and it's Horizon Chase Turbo. And if you have PlayStation Plus, check it out. It's free. It's really a fun game, and it really takes me back to like the games of Outrun back in the day and Victory Run, which is a kind of a play, I guess, on Outrun. But it's really fun. It's a kind of a scrolling level that comes towards you, and you're driving through all the levels, and it's beautiful, and the graphics are very 80s and 90s, and it gives you that, again, that great feeling from back then. And a lot of the games I've been playing, as you can tell in this episode, have been old school style of games, and this was a great racing game. I sat up all night, and my wife was hearing me cursing. I'm like, oh my god, well, this goddamn race is driving me crazy. The NPCs that you're driving against kept bumping me, and I kept losing the race, and I was like, no! But I kept starting the level again and trying to get better, and I think that's a testament of any really great game. So, guys, I just wanted to come in today and talk about some games that I've been playing, some games that I missed. A lot of these games I missed, when they first came out, and I've had a chance to play them now, and especially things like Judgment. Judgment is a game of the year to me. What a quality release. And I was so sad I missed it, initially, but I got a chance to play it now. So hopefully you guys, I've heard some games that you haven't heard about before, and you're interested in trying out. So anyways, guys, until next time.